What was it like growing up on the road? I mean, your first experience of a classroom was being tutored because you were traveling.
Yes. From age 4, ke goletse strateng, and I've like I used to enjoy it. Like Gibson Kent, a tour bus,
yeah,
but the seats were converted into beds.
Okay.
So they would buy the face and then they put the crate in the middle and then put a mattress.
Okay.
You know, like I look at these luxurious buses, some international stars now. I'm thinking Gibson Kent started it a long time ago, and maybe matrasi, and I used to enjoy sleeping and the bus, just traveling and going to different places and looking at the lanes.
Right, right.
And like it was fascinating. And then the next minute, I look forward to arriving at the hall, the setup, how I Kenya lights, how everything that used to, like, there was no way I could have been a doctor. There was no way I could have been a lawyer or anything academic.
An accountant.
Yes, I grew up under lights and sound and action.
So there was, because your parents were on stage.
Yes.
Of course, we're talking about the legendary Ndaba Mhlongo.
Yes.
And Miss Mary
Twala Mhlongo, yeah.
In Twala Mhlongo, excuse me.
Yeah.
And so you saw yourself on stage all the time.
Yes, I was like, I want to be there. I want to be there. And 2 years later, when I was 6, I started doing a play, and I had one line at the end of the show. But it was fine because
Do you remember what the line was?
Yes.
What was it?
I hate you.
At 6 years old?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yes. Like they used to wake me up like 10 minutes before because like I would fall asleep and then they'd go, hey, and then my mother would bring a wet cloth and then I would stand like, and then I enter and I go, I hate you. And the audience used to cry when I said it because I think the story was about this child who was abandoned at age like 6 months or so.
Right, right.
And then the parents ran away or whatever. And then they meet this child when he's 6 now. Yeah. And then he just walks in with a gogo. A gogo says, here is your child. And they try to hug me and then I go, I hate you. Ooh. And then the music starts. Tan, 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 tan. Circumstances.
But okay, but Gibson Kent's school of acting, it was
it was like you never.
But I mean, he groomed a generation.
Yes.
Several generations.
Yes, he helped, like, he was unique. And
he was very
unique and original. People also don't realize the reason why he had to teach this exaggerated form of acting was because there were no AV screens in the halls. There were no mics.
Right.
So you had to be... Everything has to be when the person is sitting there. They must know and feel and hear what I am saying.
Right.
Saying. You understand? So it was because there were no... Now, you go to these pantomimes at the Civic and there's lapel marks and people can just like... And the theater takes like 3,000 people, but we can talk like this. You know, I was so in love with you. And everybody can hear it. The acoustics.
The acoustics. And also, I mean, you guys were performing in halls.
In halls.
They were not like, you know...
No, you
go,
yes, in some halls, you have to even slow down the dialogue. Because when you go, you can't go, I will never replicate the people. Because it goes, I will never replicate. So you must say, I will never, ever replicate. So shame. Yeah.
Okay, now the thing is, I mean, your father is the father of comedy, of black comedy in this country.
Absolutely.
There was a moment I almost cried. In fact, the audience almost cried. Remember when you guys did a retrospective, Spongile Kumalo,
yes,
at the Civic.
At the Civic, yeah.
Right?
It's called Something Was.
Yeah, Something Was, I'm going to think. And I'm going to ask you something, and I really hope you don't take it the wrong way. But could you please do an impression of the most famous character your father played?
Oh, Lord, I used to hate it when he did that because eskolweni, they used to quarrel me with it, you know, like they go, who's what, and I used to hate it. And being 7 and already showing the pink colors.
The feathers
are starting. You're just saying, they just and you have these straight rough boys like impersonating your dad every day, like, okay, get over it, you know, like, ew. Like I used to hate it. I used to go to my dad, please don't do that again.
Sure. But it was his trademark.
Yes.
Well, now you understand that.
Yes, now I understand it. And the other reasoning behind that, my dad was slow with grasping lines.
Really?
Yes. So
it was a tactic?
It was a tactic, not like he introduced that style so that you can't say he fluffed lines.
Right.
You can't say, like, he think, like, if he's supposed to say, I don't want to go to the shop, and then he forgot to shop, like, he has to say shop at the end. So he was like, I don't, and he's thinking, to go to the shop. You know, so he has all the time to think about it. So
indeed.
That was his trick. He was very intelligent.
How would he have dealt with your pinkness?